All right, folks, I hope you're doing well during this strange time that we're going through here this summer. This will be the last project for you in this class. And well, some of you will enjoy it, some of you may not. I don't know. We're going to take an existing house and put a kitchen in it, but we're going to use the cabinets that I found and downloaded from Marilat, which is a cabinet manufacturer. So these are not the stock Revit cabinets. So think of yourself as, I hate to say an interior designer, but you're designing the interior of this kitchen, and we're trying to do it based on real product that you would be installing in it. Okay. Um, so this is what was kind of going to look like. And to start with, let me show you. Here is the cabinet catalog from Marilat. Okay, and you can scroll down through this thing. Table of contents here is the big thing that you'll look through for, because we'll be dealing with wall cabinets, base cabinets, tall cabinets, decorative enhancements, stuff like that. And if you scroll through this whole thing, it's the catalog of everything that they make, okay? And there's some sizing charts in here talking about their finishes, what their product codes are, okay? And then the door styles, and we'll keep on scrolling down. Let's see, that's more on finishes. Finish availability based on the wood type, the style, the finish, and then the cabinet family, okay? Specifications as far as size of materials, overlaps, cabinet heights, widths, stuff like that. The oven cabinet, which we're going to be dealing with one. More vanities, vanity talls, frame sizes. So this would give you a good introduction to how cabinets are manufactured, okay? And then how things are, you know, talked about in the cabinet, okay? When you're ordering them and placing them, it gets pretty specialized when you're dealing with kitchen designs and stuff. Okay, so okay, there's door styles. So the catalog starts out with wall cabinets, and this gives us our wall cabinet sizes and the codes. Now the project I'm giving you, I'm giving you the model number or the code for the cabinet, okay? And I'm just giving you one cabinet family or style, if you will, because the way these things work is you have to download each and every cabinet file. There's not one zipped package from the place, but I'm giving it to you in a zip package, okay? Anyway, so wall cabinets, and this gives you the different, okay, the heights that they're available in, the depths, and then of course the widths based on that kind of information. Okay, now I'm going to give you this, and you'll have to refer to it as you go back and forth through the thing. Okay, to start the project, you're going to need to install. Well, before we go further, let me go back to here. Okay, so here's the PDF sheet that I'm giving you. That's got the cabinet layout, the cabinet schedule and the two main elevations that you'll be dealing with, okay? So the call out, I've tagged the cabinets based on model number. I just deleted the R and L for right and left, okay? Because it doesn't matter in the cabinet that you're installing, but if you were to order them, you would definitely need to differentiate between right-hand door or left-hand door, okay? Okay, so there's that. Elevations, here's the oven wall. I'll shade it just for now. Okay, so there's the oven wall. And here's the sink wall. Okay. Is that looking good to you? All right, so like I said, first thing you're going to want to do is install a nested family of the window trim on both of the windows in the kitchen. And when you install these, you want to host it on the actual chipboard wall and then adjust the sizes of it so that you've got good coverage of your window. And you can see here how I did that, okay? And we've done that, before in a couple of projects. And then change the color of it to the windows in this one are Colby, and I used a Colby pine. So I just changed the window trim to that. Okay. If you wish, you can change the color of the window trim to a paint finish if you want to, which actually would probably look better. Well, I don't know. I'm not going to get too hung up on it. Okay. So the first thing is to do the nested window trim on both of the windows and get that done correctly and then pin it in place. Now this project already has a 3/4 inch hardwood floor. So all of your base cabinets that you put in, you're going to want to elevate them 3/4 of an inch so that they're hosted on the actual hardwood floor. And we're going to do a bump out on both the sink and the cooktop. And when I started the cabinets, that's where I started, right here with my sink base. Okay, so I pulled my sink base in and I made it 3 inches off of the drywall, and then I centered the sink base cabinet in center of window. So let me go back to my call out plan. That's where I've got my dimensions here. So it's 3 inches off of the face of the chipboard to the rear of the cabinet. Now, as you look at these cabinets, I got to show you something. In that the way that these things are made, and anytime you're going to start dealing with a new manufacturer's product, you may need to look at the family to see how the Revit family is made. And let's look at the reference planes here. Okay, so we've got this reference plane being the rear of the cabinet. Okay, so it's called back. We've got this reference plane being the front of the cabinet. But then we've also got the masking region here, which is the dash line that you see on the floor plan. That includes the cabinet doors and drawers. So when you look at, on this particular base cabinet, when you look at it in the floor plan, it's 24 3/4 inches deep because that includes the doors and the drawers. Okay. It's not that way on every cabinet that these folks make. In particular, the drawer pull cabinet. Because this one, the drawer cabinet, you can see the masking region does not include the drawers. Okay, now don't ask me why the Marillac company made their cabinets that way as far as the Revit family goes, I don't know. But that shows up, okay? Another one we need to look at is this base Lazy Susan. And here's a case where you may need to look at the catalog to see, because the catalog gives some installation instructions also. Because you can see with this one, the masking region includes the doors, what would be the doors of the Lazy Susan, and they are actually thicker than, so you've got a 3/4 inch thickness right there, but then you've got the frame of the cabinet back and the door. So it's a little bit weird. And if you, it may help you to see one of these actually installed if you haven't, because lining them up is a little weird. All right, and as you're going through this thing, you may need to look at some of the others, especially like this wall angled cabinet. Take a look at it. This range hood front, take a look at how it's made, and those kinds of things. Okay, so back to installing the cabinets. I put my base cabinet in, got it in the place that I want it, 3 inches out, centered, elevated, and then pinned it. And then I started working around this way. I put my next one in, a base cabinet here, and dimensioned it 3 inches off the edge of this one, aligned it to the drywall, and then pinned it. Did that. I came over here, did the same thing with the oven. I put the base in, and it's a sink base, because you can't have a drawer under a cooktop like that. Put it in 3 inches out, and I didn't dimension where it goes yet, but I put it in, dropped in this single door base cabinet 3 inches over from the cooktop cabinet, dropped in my drawer base, or my drawers, 4-drawer cabinet here, 3 inches over, tagged those, locked those dimensions together so they're together. And then I brought in my my Lazy Susan cabinet here. And this one is, like I said, it's kind of weird. So what I did to align it with everything is I aligned the toe kicks. So I aligned the toe kick of this cabinet with the toe kick of the next cabinet. Same way on this side, toe kick of this cabinet with the toe kick of this cabinet. That got me lined up correctly as far as installation goes. Yes, I know the dash lines don't line up right, but that's because these things include the front of the doors. And with a Lazy Susan cabinet, the door part is actually kind of recessed into the cabinet a little bit in reality. So you have to, it gets a little creative when you're trying to align them up here. Okay, and so once I got those lined up, dimensioned and pinned and locked, then I can align this cabinet to the edge of it, and then that gets everything across here. Okay, I'm right at almost 15 minutes, so I'm going to pause this video and then come back. Then I put in my oven cabinet. Okay, and we'll have to adjust the size of it as far as the opening when you go to put the oven in. So let me pause my video and come back.